It is about self-preservation has become the guiding principle in international relation. Argue, justify your view. So this year we are not asking very straightforward questions. If you find that from the very beginning, let's say last test we asked about emotional intelligence, and that was also applied in nature, because you should build a habit of answering questions from the very beginning which are applied in nature, let's say connecting with this. So this is an IR related question, self preservation. So you can start this, you can start with any quote that may suit. Largely this quote should belong to Kautilya, Hobbes, this, or let's say that Machiavelli. So either let's say that a quote you can start, or let's say that you can start with the context, let's say that, or let's say present, since you are writing Iran and Israel. Iran and Israel, they are working for self-preservation. The war is going on for self-preservation. Ukraine and Russia war is also going for self-preservation. That you can consider. Anything you can start, give a start. Then here we come. So then first thing you should write is called self-preservation. This, what is self-preservation? And this should be written in philosophical term. We should write self-preservation philosophical. Self-preservation is an act of maximization of one's utility, we can consider, which is let's say Thomas Hobbes. So Hobbes talks about self-preservation, the main aim of, let's say, Locke talk about self-preservation, and even utilitarian also talk about self-preservation. So this you can consider. So you should link, define it, then you come to relate. This relate to IR, what is going on, then you relate with moral realism, because national interest is, protecting national interest is most important. Protecting national interest is most important. Most important priority. National interest is in a way, let's say, self-preservation. So Hobbes, etc., they will talk this, the self-preservation. Any country main aim, first aim is moral realism. Will tell that the first aim of any country is to protect itself, preserve itself, protect its own interest, its people's interest. This is what we can say. And in that case, this is how when the countries are trying to do, so they are trying to beat Iran, beat Palestine, Israel, Russia, Ukraine. So they are trying to have self-preservation. Even in India also, let's say we are trying to, Operation Sindoor is, let's say, for self-preservation we can consider. You can see this, it is considered national interest, the only ethics in international relation. But then we have to go for its antithesis, you know that. Antithesis, we should not agree on that, because let's say even if it appears, but modern, let's say that international relation, this modern IR is based on normative foundation. It is based on normative foundation. That normative foundation is provided by Kant, this Bentham, Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi you can consider. So they will say that we can have a better world. We can go beyond self-preservation. Self-preservation can be very, let's say that basic level of human need, And if human is fulfilling self-preservation, the human is fulfilling very basic instinctual need, you can say that. It can be more instinctual, you can say that. But we can go beyond that, we can apply wisdom, we can apply human conscience, and we can make this world better. This idea is coming from, let us say that, okay, this idea will be based on moral idealism, cosmopolitanism, so this idea, basically let us say that even if, that is why we have the international order, etc., and there is a moral pressure, let us say that, even if Iran and etc., they are fighting a war, but there is a moral pressure, you can say. There is something moral check, which even let us say India has, it has checked India. Why India? If national interest, so India can acquire, if you go by this. So even let us say Operation Sindoor, if we take, so government is stopped at certain level. Why we have stopped? We can go and completely destroy Pakistan, that will be in our national interest. But what is checking us? There is a moral check. Moral check. We don't want to kill innocent people. We have, let us say, we have believed in proportionality, that you can say retaliation, self-defense, all these things, but still there is moral check. Russia is not using nuclear weapon against Ukraine, there is a moral check, this you can say. So it will be very last resort a country can use nuclear weapon, even if they have, they do not use, it is called moral check. So if that moral check is bringing that, so we cannot say that this is what we have to write, and that is how, even if let us say an immediate run, the countries are trying to have, let us say, the self-preservation. The self-preservation is no doubt. There is self-preservation, but at the same time, we have to preserve the world also. Preserve the world. That is how you have climate, sustainable development. Why we have sustainable development efforts? Why we have United Nations? So we can end with any peace, let us say that. Peace, we say just war theory also. That way we can, Mahatma Gandhi, we can link peace. Or even Kautilya saying that war should be the last resort. So that way, let us say that should be the focus. This question demands that you should focus on both realism side, this side, and that is how you should try to conclude.